Well, this is a response to several comments I received recently from people and some things I need to talk about that have been going on. First of all, the only loser there is in any of this is the fool that believes any of the crap that's coming out of politicians' mouths most of the time, regardless of who they are. And the only real losers there are people who won't stand up against the real threat. But this is what they would have you believe, that there's a bunch of guys in turbans hiding behind this pole or that pole, which I've said before, and they don't exist. The only real threat there is the threat that is being thrown in our faces constantly with fear. Fear of this, fear of that. It doesn't matter what the fear is. And if you're willing to believe that fear and fall into the hands of those who would perpetrate your slavery to the almighty dollar, then you're the damn loser, not me. If you want to believe that what happened during World War II and I applies to what's happening now, then you're the damn loser, not me. That was then, this is now. It's a new world. It's a different world. You know, with all due respect to you guys who lived during that time, it's not the same anymore. We're looking at an age of extreme technology where they can implant you with something smaller than the size of a grain of sand and follow you around for the rest of your life and you'd never know it. We live in a time when people can be embedded with thought simply through the ethers, through the waves. Their brains can be invaded without there even being a sign of them being touched, because they don't even have to be physically touched for it to happen. This world is a new world. It's a scary world. It's a world that no one ever imagined except in science fiction novels. Now, with that said, it's a crime what happened in Tucson. It's a great crime. And whether Sarah Palin or anybody who opened their mouths and spewed the garbage they spew, whether they were Democrats or Republicans or whatever, whether they're to blame or not isn't the point. The point is we're all to blame. We're all to blame for accepting it, for saying that's just the way it is, for living our lives and sucking off the corporate tit and believing that McDonald's is the only way and that the Razor phone is great and that the iPhone is the best thing we ever had and that my new car next year has got to be better than the one I had this year. All of us doing that over and over again, living this bullshit lie that we call our lives in this goddamn country we call America, which isn't even America anymore. While you sit there and you try to blame each other for the bullshit that's going on around you, China is buying up every debt it can get its hands on in Europe and in Africa, and next comes the gold. And in that, let me point something out. I finally listened to Glenn Beck. Oh, what a hypnotist. Glenn Beck, what a dick. You know, the guy can sit there and talk all he wants, but as soon as he's done, he's selling you gold, just like all the other jackasses on the radio. Oh, you know, here's the truth. And then, but you got to buy gold. You know, let's buy gold. Who's selling that gold? You have any clue who's selling the gold that Glenn Beck frickin', you know, passes off as the greatest thing you could ever do? It's the government. Why do you think there's no gold left in Fort Knox? They're selling it off. They're selling it off, and they're selling it to you because they're telling you, well, the stock market isn't worth a crap, so here, buy gold. Where do you think it's coming from, dumbass? I'm pissed. You're goddamn right I'm pissed. I'm furious. I'm furious at the bullshit that we keep believing in and that Americans keep thinking is the truth. God bless it. That 9-year-old child, that symbol of freedom who was born on a horrendous day, dies in a horrendous manner, and who's really to blame? Some crazy guy that can't even see straight and smiling at the wall? He was just a pawn. He was just a pawn, and if you don't believe it, then check it out. Manchurian candidates are abounding. They're everywhere. Yeah, you could say I'm paranoid. I don't really care what you think. But I can tell you this. If you're listening to me right now, you must think something's going on, even if you think I'm a loser, because I guarantee something is going on. And it's not what you think it is. It'll never be what you think it is, because that's what they do. They trick you every time you turn around. They throw a stumbling block in front of you every time you think you know it. And you fall and you go, wow, what was that? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you people anymore. I have a life to live. I have kids to raise. I have my own fears. But I guarantee this. Everything you think is really happening isn't. And everything you couldn't possibly imagine is. I know people. I've known people throughout the years, people who are runaways from the CIA, people who were ex-policemen, people who are in the midst of it all, who left in fear because they knew where it was going and they wanted nothing to do with it. The bottom line is I've heard a lot of things that you would never believe, that would scare you to death. But I'm not even going to tell you, because you wouldn't believe me anyway. Here's the facts. Here's a poor man, police officer, lifetime officer, law-abiding policeman. You know, these people out there, they say, you know, oh, support your local police, support your local first responders, support. But as soon as that policeman says, you guys you're full of shit, you need to shut up, you're killing people with your talk, they all go, oh, well, we better investigate him. You know, Sean Hannity, investigate that sheriff. You know, all these frickin' right-wingers and all these left-wingers. It doesn't matter. He was a citizen who has seen enough death in his life because of stupidity that he saw stupidity, and he saw death because of it. And that's the bottom line. And I believe him before I believe Sean Hannity. Because that sheriff spent his life protecting your ass. What has Sean Hannity done for you? Except talk. That's all we do. We all just talk. Yeah, I'm pissed. Yeah, I'm furious. I'm furious at the ignorance, the stupidity, and the arrogance, the damn arrogance that some of these people have. These so-called Christians. Oh, that guy was doing God's work, killing a 9-year-old. Oh, yeah. Praise God. What the kind of crap is that? And then the media just eats it up. Oh, wow, let's put that out there, because it raises our ratings. You know, you want to think I'm a loser, you go right ahead. You people out there who criticize everything I've said, who criticize it wrongly, who don't bother to watch all the other videos I've made, and who say, oh, I hated Bush and that's it. No, I don't. I hated Bush, but that's not it. I hate everything that stands for slavery, economic, political, social, everything that would enslave you in a tender trap to take your freedom away from you and sell it down the road to the Chinese or to the Russians or to anybody else who has the balls to actually do what they need to do to get their asses on top, while our education system flounders, while our medical system flounders, while all the things that our people in this country should have, that they should have freely, at least to some extent, in a positive manner, is criticized, is ridiculed, is thrown to the dogs. In the meantime, hey, what else? What do you say? I just know one thing about all of this. I feel good. I feel good with myself because I see through the crap. You know, I had some guy leave a comment on one of my videos, and I thought, you know what, they're fishing. They're fishing. They're looking for angry guys like me to do their dirty work, trick them into pulling the trigger. You think I'm kidding? You look out there, and you the one who's fishing for people like me to do your dirty work, to kill people for you, so that you can make things look like they're really not and blame it on some crazy guy. I'm not your crazy guy, dude. Unfortunately, you won't get me because I'm not crazy. I just know what I'm talking about, and I'm a man, an American, a person, a human, a being.